Hi friends, welcome to the Maths tutorial series of class 4. Today's topic is rounding numbers. There are three rules for the rounding numbers. Rule number 1 says find the rounding numbers. Second and third we will see with one example. So let's start with one example. 3013. So first we have to identify what is the rounding number. So if we have to round off a number to the nearest 10, so the digit at the 10th place will be the rounding number. If we have to round off to the nearest 100, then the digit at the 100th place will be the rounding number. If we have to round off a number to the nearest 1000, then the digit at the 1000th place will be the rounding numbers. So it will be mentioned in the question that we have to round off to nearest 10, 100 or thousands. So first we will take this with this example. So let's start this. We have to round off this number 3013 to the nearest 10. So 1. So the rounding number here will be 1. Now rule number 2 says if the digit just right to the rounding number, that is 3, is 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4, then keep the rounding digit as it is and change all the next right side digit to 0. So 1 is the rounding number, so it will remain 1 and the 3 will turn to 0. So 3013 is rounded off to 3010. Let's take one more example. 4838. Round off this number to the nearest 10. So 1's tens. So 3 is the rounding number because the 3 is at the tens place. So the rounding number here is 3. Now rule number 2 says the digit right to the rounding number, that is 8. So according to the rule number 3, if the digit right to the rounding number is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, then you have to add 1 to the rounding number and change all the right side digits to 0. So here in this case the rounding number is 3 and the right side digit next to the rounding number is 8 here. So we need to add plus 1 to the rounding number and change all the other digit to right side digit to 0. So it will become 4, 8, 3 plus 1, 4 and here 0. So 4838 will be rounded off to 4840. This is the nearest tens place. Similarly, we can see the example of rounding off a number to the nearest 100. 3150. In this case, we have to round off to nearest 100. So this is our rounding number 1. Okay, and the digit just right to the rounding number is 5. So according to the rule number 3, we need to add plus 1 to this. So it will become 3, 1 plus 1, 2 and all the right side digits to 0, 0, 0. So 3150 is rounded off to 3200. Let's take one more example, 505. Round off to nearest 100. Here. So the rounding number here is 5 and the digit right to the rounding number is 0. So according to the rule number 2, if it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then keep the rounding number as it is and change all the right side digit to 0. So 505 will become, the 5 will remain as it is and the right side digits will be 0, 0. So 500 is rounded off to 505 is rounded off to 500. Now let's see rounding to nearest thousands. 21197 here. So the digit at thousand place is ones, tens, hundred, thousand. So we have to round off to the nearest thousand. So the rounding number here is 1 and the digit just next right side to this is 1. So it is from 1 to 4. So the rounding digit will remain as it is and all the rest right side digit will turn to 0, 0. So it will become 21000. So 21197 is rounded off to 21000, 21,000. Now one more example, 13598. Round off to nearest thousand. Ones, tens, 100,000. Here, so the rounding number here is 3 and the digit just right to the rounding number is 5, which comes in between 5 to 9. So in this case we have to add +1 to the rounding number. So this is the rounding number, we need to add +1 to this and change all the rest right side digit to 0. So 1, 3 plus 1, it will become 4 and all the rest 0, 0, 0. So 13598 is rounded off to 14000, 14,000. So the rules are very simple. Rule number 1, find the rounding number. First we need to identify the rounding number. Rule number 2, if the digit right to the rounding number is 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4, then the rounding number will remain as it is and the right side digits will turn to 0. If the right side digit of the rounding number is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then we need to add 1 to the rounding digit and change all the digits right side of the rounding digits to 0. So by this way we can do the rounding numbers. Thank you.
So how do we write numbers in Roman numerals? We first write the largest number, then the next, then the next. So you give me a number, right? Yeah, let's start small, maybe 6. How do I write 6 in Roman numerals? Right? You can go and look at 6th standard classroom and come back, or you can think about it. You can write I, but that's not how we do it. What we do is, we write a V and then I. 5 plus 1 is a 6. So for 7 we write V, I. For 8 we write V, I. But for 9 and for 4, like we discussed, it looks slightly different. Yeah, these are rare cases, okay? Yeah, because mostly we're doing addition, right? What is coming first? The larger number is coming first. V is 5, I is just 1. So 5 comes first and then 3 ones or 2 ones, based on whether it's 8 or 7. So always when you see a Roman numeral, you will keep seeing the larger number first and then the smaller number. So let's say 13, right? What is for 10? X is for 10. Then 3 ones, so I. XIII is what we have for 13. But now let's discuss this 4 and 9 and some other numbers like that. So what happens is that you can actually write 4 as I. You can. In fact, that's how the Romans wrote it most of the time, right? But you will look at me and say, no. Yeah, they did that because it's easy. Later, it so happened that there were places where I occupied too much space. Things like tombstones where you had to keep it much shorter. So there, they actually used what's called a subtraction-based way of writing it, right? And so they didn't write VI, they wrote IV. So what is coming first? The smaller thing is coming first. So IV actually stood for, hey, remove 1 from 5, which is 4. So you can either write 4 I's or IV. Write IV only then they'll give you marks. So you write that. So IV is there. Then for 9 we write IX. So you might ask now for 19, should I write IXX? No, because you will say 20 minus 1. No. We use the subtractive thing very, very, very rarely. So we use it for 4. Yeah, you ask where else do we use it? We use it for 9. We use it for 40. How should 40 be? Right? How will 30 be? Just XXX, right? That's it. That's 30. 3 tenths. So quite simple, right, in Roman numerals. But 40, they wanted to make it not XXXX, but that's right, X and a whatever is for 50 over there, which is L. So you write XL. Yeah, if you're thinking in Roman numerals, it doesn't mean extra large, it means 40. And then you keep going forward and forward and forward. For 90, you again have XC. XC is basically 10 before 100. So XC gives you 90. And then you go more. You want to write 100 before 500, which is basically CD. So yeah, what is 100? It's C. So 200 is CC. 300 is CCC. But 400 is CD. And as you can see, D is for 500 and C is coming before that. So you have to subtract 100 from 400. Yeah, so it's CD. And finally, You also have 900, which you can write as CM, because M stands for 1000. Yeah, so we're dealing with the very, very different representation first, because all of the rest is going to be very, very easy. Now with this done, now I can ask you, in general, if not for these numbers, anywhere else, you'll just use addition as your way of doing it. So let's take a random number, 59 to start with. Yeah. So 50, we have an alphabet for it, right? So we have to use it. We'll write L first. Then how much more is there? We have 9 left, right? So we have to write either V, I, or I can write 50, which is L, and then IX, right? So LIX stands for 59. Yeah, let's pick something else. Maybe 223, right? Just picking whatever, you pick whatever number you want, right? So you'll have 200s will basically be, that's right, CC, right, for the 200s. And then I said 23, so 20 will be 1x and one more x, right? And 3 will be just I. So you can actually see the numbers are beginning to get large already, right? 223 is basically CCXXII. It's a little long. You might also ask, what if I have to go more than 1000, right? What if I want 1225 or something, right? 1000 is M, 200 is CC, right? Then one more 20 is another XX, then 5 is I. No, it's V, right? That's how you write it. Now you can keep doing this and you can solve a few problems. But what's interesting for me is, what would it be like to add in the world of Roman numerals? If I just gave you 2 Roman numerals and asked you to add them, how could you do that?